Hello there, it's Dawn here again from Cyprus. Today I thought I'd give you an update on my Hugelkultur beds and also my Ruth Stout beds. We've had a lot of grass because we've had a lot of rain, and this year instead of saving it as straw or hay, I've decided to cut all the grass back and add it to the Hugel beds and the Ruth Stout beds for growing. It then becomes more like composty, which means instead of the 3 to 5 years before you could really grow anything, I could now actually start to put some more seeds in. Now, seeds I've previously put in are just laying there dormant for when there's enough moisture for the seeds to grow. But I have seen a lot of people cheat with their Hugel beds and their Ruth Stout beds, and they actually put plants that are starting to grow in. But I don't want to do that. I want to grow things naturally. So it will take me longer to grow things before I can use the beds fully, but they will be much better. So let's take a look at the beds. So look back at my other beds on Hugelkultur and you will see where they are and why they're here and how I actually built them. So I will insert an iCard now so you can see how to build them step by step. So this is my first one. And if you recall, I got so excited by doing this, I did some more. So as you can see, I've piled grass up on each of them. So there's the second one, third one, fourth one. So in this area I have 4 Hugelkultur beds, and then beyond the tree that you can see just after them, which needs cutting back again, are where I have my Ruth Stout beds. So let's take a walk down and you'll have a look. Do you remember my lovely view I have while I'm gardening? So this is at the very end of my plot. This was the old driveway into my plot, and obviously we don't use this, and because it was lower than the next level, as you can see the depth, it will make a good area as I build up the beds. You need to keep adding to the top of them, but I'm doing it the correct way, which is never to water. The whole idea is there's tree trunks at the bottom and then big branches, and they will actually break down and provide the moisture needed. So as I say, there are seeds in these, but they're dormant because there's not enough moisture yet. But as soon as there is, these will begin to grow. So now let's go on beyond the bush. So walking past the tree, I'm a little bit shaky today because I've just been doing lots of digging. So here are the Ruth Stout beds. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then beyond those I have 2 more Hugel beds which I will actually leave to make compost for this area. So the last 2 high Hugel beds we won't use other than using them for compost. So first of all, how much do I space them out? Well, they're actually spaced out a good stride apart, so I can just step over each one. And that's also decided for me the height of them, because again, I can step over each one. So don't forget, this will all break down. I have to keep adding to them. I've just added all these cuttings off the top. So these will gradually break down. Again, no watering is required. Ruth Stout just uses hay or straw to grow in, but there's no reason, if you have grass cuttings, you can add that to it. So here's the next one. So you'll see the distance between them. And I've left just enough space here in this lower area to walk past each one. And my wheelbarrow actually fits just between each one, both sides. So don't just plan where you want your beds, think about standing between them, but you don't want to waste too much space between them. But you also don't want contamination. If you get a bug in one bed, You need space between each bed. And don't forget to mix planting different things. Don't just plant one thing in a bed. For example, if you have carrots, you may get carrot fly. So you want to put something like onion between them. So I do videos telling you different tips and things like this. So look out for those. So this is the last Ruth bed. And now we have the three Hugel beds. I thought I had two, I've got three beds. This one I'm just starting to pile up a bit more, so this one's a bit further than the others. And then we have two more, not quite as tall yet, two more Hugel beds here. Don't forget to look at my video on my food forest that I'm also doing at the moment. You'll get some ideas of what's going on in my garden. So there's the gates that was the old driveway. A look back at the Ruth Stout beds from the driveway gate. And a look back from the bush at the main Hugel beds. And here is my other main growing area where I grew pumpkins last year. This was being done as Ruth Stout, but the soil was no good in this area at all. So this is why I just loaded it down with straw at the bottom. A little bit of soil was there, then lots of hay. I put the pumpkin seeds in, but now you can see I piled this up with grass as well. And why, you ask, do I leave the weeds growing out the side? Well, as you can see, we've got some very pretty flowers here, and these attract pollinators. So these are very important. Look out for my videos on pollinators and which are the good bugs and which are the bad bugs. So by leaving these sort of things in, I'm actually encouraging the pollinators in the garden. As you can probably hear, there's some bees round at the moment. We have some local hives and they come and pollinate. So things like when we have the pumpkins growing, obviously we need those pollinated. This is also why we grow a lot of trees that have blossoms. And see you next time. Have a nice day. Goodbye.